Hi, my name is Tom Hager and I am applying for a job with the Worcester Red Sox. I currently work for the Seattle Mariners in their ticketing department, and I used to work for the Colorado Rockies in their ticketing department, but ever since I was about 9 years old there was one team that I've always wanted to work for, and that team was the Boston Red Sox. Now back then the idea was to replace Nomar at shortstop, and even though that didn't work out, I still have dreams of working in the Red Sox front office one day. I was actually a finalist in 2015 for the Red Sox Sales Academy, and since that time I've prepared myself even more by watching hundreds of Red Sox games and working for 2 baseball teams. And these days I'm still actively involved in the sports industry by running a sports website. I launched athletesforgod.com in the summer of 2018 with the idea of giving people hope and inspiration, and I feel like I can honestly say since that time I've achieved my goal. The website has over 1 million page views, and I've had 65 different players or coaches on the website. So the idea is I got to travel around the country, spending maybe 30 to 40 minutes with each player or coach, taking some photos and interviewing them about their life story. Then I would turn the words into a compelling first-person narrative and send it back to them for any edits so the story could be co-authored by both of us. My website gave me the opportunity to travel to places I had always wanted to visit but never really had a reason to. South Carolina, Memphis, West Virginia. I got to travel all over our country. I even got to spend time with a couple of Major League Baseball players. Blake Trinan, Jason Mott, Whit Merrifield, Stephen Piscotty. Definitely names that a lot of people in the baseball industry would have heard of, but there was one interview that feels a little bit different to me because I was almost in tears as the interview started. I'll never forget in the summer of 2018 when I got the email from Davison Perez with the Red Sox that Sandy Leon had agreed to be part of the website. And Davison welcomed me into the stadium and he sat me down at the dugout and he said, "Sandy will be out of the clubhouse in just a few minutes." And as I sat there staring at the green monster, I could hear a tour guide speaking in the background talking about Carlton Fisk's home run to left field in the 1975 World Series. And I actually started to get a little emotional. And I started to think about all the sacrifices my family had to make just for me to get there. And then I realized Sandy's coming out for that interview in just a few moments, so I better get myself together. Now fortunately, not only did the interview and the photo shoot go awesome, but Pete Abraham from the Boston Globe read it, Dan Shaughnessy from the Boston Globe read it. Now this actually wasn't the first time that the Boston Globe had read my work. Between 2010 and 2012, I had spent that time writing a book on the history of the NCAA basketball tournament. My publisher fittingly titled it The Ultimate Book of March Madness because it was a 367-page book on the tournament's history. The book had 2 sections. The first was a year-by-year look at each tournament and mostly focused on the champion of that year and told their stories of their journey to the championship. The second section focused on the 100 greatest games of all time, all the upsets, the buzzer beaters, the Cinderella stories, and everything that we associate with March Madness. The book was featured in the Boston Globe and ESPN the magazine and a variety of other outlets, but I think one of the biggest honors for me was when I visited Washington, D.C. in 2016 for the baseball winter meetings, and I found out that my book was in the Library of Congress. Now, to be fair, the book gets to be there no matter how good or bad it is, but I'd like to think that the book made the cut and that the people there enjoyed reading it. These days, I'm on a different adventure. During the summer of 2020, I launched StarSpangledApparel.com, which features shirts that are printed in America, sewn in America, and sold in America. And for me, what's cool is not only do they honor our veterans, but it's how they're not made, which is they're not made using any unethical practices or child labor overseas or anything like that. So I had a lot of fun working on this clothing website and helping to honor our country, but honestly, I'm ready to get back in the baseball industry, and there's nobody I'd rather work for than the Red Sox organization. I feel like I'm more prepared now than I've ever been to work for the team, and I can't wait to just get out to Worcester and try to meet you guys. And all I'm looking for is just a chance for a job interview and to show you what I can do for the organization. And hopefully that can be the beginning of a long career with the team. Thanks for listening, go Red Sox, and I look forward to talking with you soon.